Hello dear students, in this subject water resource engineering, today I will continue that module hydrograph. So till now we covered this runoff, we covered runoff chapter, unit hydrograph chapter means different components of hydrograph, okay, base flow separation that also discussed, unit hydrograph we discussed, and in the last class we discussed this high-AS hydrograph, okay. And today we will discuss this synthetic unit hydrograph and instantaneous unit hydrograph. What is synthetic unit hydrograph? Synthetic unit hydrograph means when the unit hydrograph is derived using empirical formula. When the plot hydrograph is not available. Let at a particular station the discharge is not measured, discharge cannot be measured. So we don't have the plot hydrograph, okay. So in that case, empirical equations can be used to determine various parameters of a hydrograph. Different parameters of means this base time, peak discharge, the peak discharge, base time, the time to peak, okay. These parameters can be determined using empirical equations. So in order to construct a unit hydrograph for areas where information of rainfall and flood hydrograph is not available, empirical equations of regional validity which relate the salient hydrograph characteristics to the basin characteristics are used. These unit hydrographs are called synthetic unit hydrograph. It means when there is no information on rainfall and flood hydrograph, okay, empirical equations which are actually developed for a specific region. For different region, different empirical equations are developed, okay, and that empirical equations is developed by relating the salient hydrograph characteristics like base time, peak flow, time to peak, okay, to the basin characteristics. Okay. Using these empirical equations, by developing the unit hydrograph, that unit hydrograph is called synthetic unit hydrograph. And this equation developed for different regions, okay, regional validity for different regions that may be different. In other regions where empirical equations are not developed, these empirical equations also can be used by modifying the that equation. By little modifying the equation, it can be used in other basins. There are different methods, okay, but we will discuss only one method, that is Synder's method, which is widely used worldwide. Okay, it is developed in large catchments of USA. In many catchments of USA, it is studied and it is developed. This Synder's method is specifically developed in USA, but it can be used in other countries like in India or in any other countries, in any other catchments. It can be used with some modifications, okay. Hydrograph characteristics are determined, means these are the characteristics that I told, that peak discharge, time to peak, the base time, that are determined using topographical features such as size of the catchment, shape of the catchment, stream density, length of the main stream, slope of the catchment, land use and land cover. Okay, land use, land cover means whether it is a forest cover or whether it is a barren land or whether it is a farmland, whether it is urban land. Okay. Actually, the definition, the original definition of a basin lag, or that is called lag time. The original of the basic definition of this basin lag is the time difference between the centroid of the ER hydrograph and DRH. This is the ER hydrograph, and this is the direct run of hydrograph of that rainfall. Okay. So here the time difference between the centroid of this hydrograph and the centroid of this DRH is called basin lag. Okay, centroid usually if it is a triangular or rectangular, then your centroid can be easily determined. But usually the hydrographs are irregular shape, usually irregular shape like this type of shape. Okay, this the shapes are not like a particular like a rectangular or triangular or any particular shape. So centroid of this hydrograph are difficult to determine of this type of hydrographs. Usually in this type of hydrographs, what is done, the basin lag is assumed to be the time difference between centroid of the ER hydrograph and peak of the DRH. From centroid of the hydrograph and the peak of the DRH is taken as basin lag or lag time. The centroid of the ER hydrograph can be determined easily because they are the bar chart, rectangular bar charts. So there is no difficulty in getting this the centroid. Okay, but here in the hydrograph, the centroid is difficult to determine. That's why it is assumed that this peak is considered this centroid. The peak is considered as centroid, and the time difference between this hydrograph centroid and the peak of this hydrograph is taken as basin lag or lag time. Okay. Next is time peak. In this index method, how time of peak is determined. It is usually this is the expression of this time of peak, which is Ct into L into LCA to the power 0.3, where L is the basin length measured during the water course from the basin divided to the gauging station. Means it is the length of the river up to the this gauging station. Okay, like here there is one. Here this is the catchment. Okay, this is the catchment. This is the gauging station. This is the river, the stream. This is the river. Okay, this is the stream. The length of the stream along the alignment of this stream. Okay, along the alignment is taken as L. Means from the watershed end to this gauging station. Next is LCA. LCA is the distance along the main water course from the gauging station to the point opposite to the watershed centroid. It means the point which is nearer to the centroid, the point in the river which is near to the centroid of the basin. Let this is the basin, let this is the centroid, let this is the centroid. The point which is nearest to this centroid is let this here in the river I am saying. So from this point to this gauging station point along the alignment of the river, okay, that length is taken as LCA. So the length along the alignment of the river from this centroid point to this gauging station is taken as LCA. And remember, the centroid point is nothing but the centroid of the point which is near to this or opposite to this centroid of the basin, whole basin. Okay. And the CT is the regional constant representing watershed slope and storage effect. Depends upon the slope and storage effect, the CT is different. So here the modification means that I told that modification is done for applying this formula in any other catchment, okay, like in India in other catchment, because this equation is developed for USA catchment. In other catchments, in other countries catchment, the CT can be modified because CT is the constant. There is scope, okay, to change the value of this CT. Okay. Next is duration of effective rainfall. The Shinder's adapter is standard duration. The standard duration of effective rainfall is taken as TP by 5.5. The TP already I told that is the time of peak. Okay, and the peak discharge is determined using this formula, that QPES, which is 2.78 into CP into A divided by TP. And A is the catchment area in square kilometer, and CP is the regional constant. That again here also, to determine the peak discharge, there is scope to change this value. Okay, to add up different value which varies from 0.5 to 0.69. But different type of catchment it is different. So this is the modification can be done this by changing here, by selecting the appropriate value of this CP value. The equation can be modified for different catchments, for applying different catchments. Let this is actually TR, which is the rainfall duration, effective rainfall duration. It is actually fixed. So TP by 5.5, whatever it will come, that will be used. But if the effective rainfall let we want to use in the other duration, not TR, we want to apply a non-standard duration of effective rainfall, which is not standard. Effective rainfall duration that we will take, not that it will be determined from using this equation. Okay, the duration if effective rainfall let it is non-standard. Okay, TR hour is adopted. Let T capital R is the rainfall duration, which is non-standard. Means this TR that we want. This for this effective rainfall duration we want the unit hydrograph. Okay. So for this case, the TP dash that is also this TP time to peak for this non-standard rainfall duration is equal to TP plus TR plus T small r divided by 4, which is taken as 21 by 22 TP plus TR by 4. Okay, so TR is the standard duration of rainfall that we can determine from here, and TR that we want, let it is 6 hours. It is coming nearly at 6 hours. It is coming 6 hour standard rainfall duration. So whatever the integration, the unity hydrograph will determine using this 6 hour. That will be a 6 hour unity hydrograph. But if you want a 7 hour or 8 hour unity hydrograph, that is non-standard. So for that case, TR we have to put 7 or 8. Okay. We put and we will get the value of TP dash. That's the time to peak. The peak discharge for this non-standard effective rainfall duration, it is 2.78 CP into A divided by TP dash. This TP dash we will use here to estimate the Q discharge, the maximum discharge here, this maximum discharge. Now base time. This base time is taken as 3 plus TP dash divided by 8 dash, or 72 plus 3T dash P hours. Okay. Now once we determine these parameters, base time, time to peak, and peak discharge, okay, we got 3 coordinate. This one coordinate, since it TP we know, then this coordinate is known, this coordinate is known, this coordinate is known, and this coordinate is also known. Okay, time to peak when it is happening, this point we know, and then this point QP, that is QP means that QPS, same okay notation. So this ordinate is known. So 3 ordinate is known. So we can draw a triangle. Simply a triangle can be drawn. But here to assist to a more approximate unit hydrograph, then what is done to assist the sketching of unit hydrograph. For the sketching, the width of the unit hydrograph at 50 and 75% of the peak are given by this formula. Means the width at 75% of the peak discharge and width at 50% of the peak discharge is determined using these two formula. So we got more points. Okay, we got more points. Width is known. So these points is known now. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points known. So now we can join these points, this to this by straight line we can join. Okay, by straight line we can join these 7 points. So whatever the unity height graph will get, that will be the approximate unity height graph. Okay, not the exact. Since there is no plot height graph, there is no other way to determine the this unity height graph. This is the only way. This Cinders method or this synthetic unity height graph using this method we can determine it. Okay, and W50 here with at 50% of peak discharge is 5.87 divided by Q to the power 1.08. So Q is the discharge per unit width. Okay, and at 75% of peak discharge it is W50 divided by 1.75. So using these two equations we can determine the width. Let's solve this problem. Okay, there is two catchment M and N. M and N. Here it's saying that the characteristics of the two catchment M and N measured from a map, it is given below. Means LCO, L and A is given. Okay, A is my catchment area is given. For the 6-hour duration, 6-hour unity height graph in the catchment M, the peak discharge is at 200 meter cube per second and occurs at 37 hours from the start of the rainfall axis. Okay. Assuming the catchment M and N are meteorologically similar, determine the elements of a 6-hour synthetic unity height graph for catchment N by using Cinders method. So here for this catchment M, QP is given, TP is given, QP, TP is given. Assuming the catchment M and N are meteorologically similar. Meteorologically similar means same humidity, same type of temperature, rainfall similar, quantity, magnitude of rainfall and the intensity of rainfall we have to consider equal. So for the N catchment we can determine, once we know this QP and this TP is known, okay, QP and TP is known, so we have to use that equation, Cinders equation, so that we can get CT and CP value, the constants, which depends upon the water set. Once we calculate the constant is same for this M and N, and this for this catchment N, using that constant we can estimate the other parameters. For the catchment M, TR is 6 hours. That is given. This here is given 6 hour effective rainfall. Time to peak from the beginning of the year. Time to peak from the beginning of the year is, here it is given 37. TB is given. Okay. Here this is the unit height graph. This TB is given. Occurrence unit from the start of rainfall axis. TP. Okay. This is time to peak. Sorry. This time is given. Okay. TP. So TP is given, which is T capital R by 2 plus TP dash. And TR is 6 hour unity height graph, so 6 by 2 plus TP dash is 37. So TP you can estimate using, you can calculate here, it is 34 hours. So TP dash is nothing but 21 by 22 TP plus TR by R, that expression. Okay. So from here, since here it is 34, so TP can be calculated, which is 34.047 hour. So TP, once TP is calculated, okay, that TP is nothing but the CT into L into LCA into the power 0.3. So using this equation we can estimate CT value. And QPS is given, so QPS is given means we use this equation, so CP value can be determined by putting A value, TP dash value. Okay. So once we calculate the CT value and CP value, the same values can be used for the catchment N. For the catchment N, the TP is this same equation 2.7073, that is the CT value. CT value. Okay. CT into L into LCA to the power 0.3. For N catchment, LLCA is given. LLCA is given 52.0106. Okay. Given. So TP can be calculated. TR is TP by 5.5, that can be calculated. This is equal to 5 hours. Using TR 6 hour, TP dash will be 21 by 22 TP plus TR where TR is how much 6, TP is how much 27.48. So TP dash can calculated which is 27.73 hour. And QPS is this equation. So from the QPS, by putting the value of CPA and TP dash, we can estimate QPS. So now we got TP dash, we got TR, TP we got, QPS we got. Now small q. Small q is q by capital Q by B or capital Q by A. Okay, that is the discharge per area. Okay. Oh, here actually QP. Yes, QP is given small q. We have yes here. This small q is QP by area, not Q by B. Just actually in fluid in the conventional flow in the earlier case, we in previous classes we took this Q by B. That's why I thought it is Q by B. Oh, actually it is Q by area. Okay, P discharge per into catchment area. Okay, meter cube per second per kilometer square. Okay, the small q is the peak discharge per unit area. Okay, that we have to take. So Q we have to calculate small q. Using small q, the W50 is calculated, and W50 from W50 this W70 is calculated, and the best time is 3 plus TP dash by 80 dash. So here using TP dash value we can estimate it is 155.91 hour. Now we can determine the plot. We can plot the unit height graph. Okay. Next topic is instantaneous unit height graph. Instantaneous means for instantaneous rainfall. Okay. Means if we decrease this duration of effective rainfall, means D value if we decrease. Okay. Initially it is more. More means let this the curve. Peak will be less and base time will be more, because it's they're same excess rainfall but occurring for more hour, means more time, longer time. Same excess rainfall but longer time. So for longer time means longer time period of flood hydrograph, and here the peak will be less. Gradually the water will pass in the gauging station. But when the D value decreases, means the duration of excess rainfall, that one same excess rainfall, if it decreases, means decreases from here A to B to D, means the same one same excess rainfall but the duration is very less. So what will be happen? What will happen means here the peak will increase. The peak will increase, and duration of this base duration will decrease. Means the plot will skew. The plot will skew. If same excess rainfall but it is occurring in very short time period, then obviously peak will be, the flow will come quickly to the gauging station. Here this is the catchment, and this is the gauging station. So quickly, for small duration, quickly it will reach to the gauging station. So peak will come very quickly, and base time will be very less. Okay. So if the intensity of rainfall is less, usually intensity is less, then it will take time to reach to the station, and the peak will be low but the base time will be very high. Okay. It's for longer period the water will pass into this gauging station. So by decreasing this D value, the peak increases and base time decreases. So here the value reduces, the intensity of rainfall excess being equal to 1 by D increases, and UH becomes more skewed. UH becomes more skewed. The limiting case of UH of zero duration is known as IUH, which is fictitious. There is nothing practical in this IUH, but just for theoretical purpose it is used. It is not if this limiting case means limit, okay, like What is limit derivative theorem and this derivative theorem? Limit x tends to 0. Okay, like that. X tends to 0, x, that already we have started in the okay, the mathematics. The limiting case of u is 0 duration, means limit of d tends to 0. Okay, is called instantaneous unit rate, means for instantaneous period that rainfall is occurring. And this is fictitious and conceptual unit rate graph, which represents the surface runoff from the catchment due to an instantaneous precipitation of the rainfall excess volume of 1 cm. Same excess rainfall 1 cm occurring instantaneously. Practical case there is no IUH, but in theoretically or there is a fictitious, okay, it's used for different analysis. IUH is designated as UT or U0T. The peak when the for instantaneous unit graph, okay, the peak increases and the base time decreases, and this peak is considered as UT or U0T. Okay. IUH is single peaked hydrograph with finite base width. Base width is very low, is finite. Okay, and but the peak can okay, peak will be very high. The properties of IUH. When T is more than 0, T is positive. For positive duration, the peak value is also a positive value. When T is negative or less than 0 or equal to 0, then UT is considered as 0. When T is tends to 0, infinitive, T is tends to infinitive, then UT is tends to 0. It means this T tends to infinity means if we increase this T value, okay, infinitely we increase, okay, we increase, but same excess rainfall, but infinitely we increase, then what will happen? Gradually, if you increase, gradually the peak and the base peak will decrease and base time will increase. The peak will increase and base time will decrease. Like this. Gradually it becomes 0. Gradually it will reach to the 0. For infinite period, this is considered as a 0. The value of this peak discharge is considered as 0. And next property is it is equal to unit depth of the catchment. Unit depth of the catchment, that you know. Time to peak from time to the centroid of the curve. Time to peak time to the time to the peak time to the centroid of the curve. And advantage of IUH. It is independent of the duration of ERH. That is the advantage of this IUH. One parameter less than d hour unit hydrograph. Okay. Suitable for theoretical analysis or rainfall excess relations. Excess or rainfall relationship in catchment. Okay, till now we discussed this unit hydrograph. What are the use of unit hydrograph? Then the for flood estimation for determining flood hydrograph, the unit hydrograph is used. Next is the limitation of unit hydrograph. What is the assumption is taken in which case the unit hydrograph cannot be applied? The precipitation must be in rainfall only. If there is snowfall, then the unit hydrograph cannot be used. Catchment should not have large storage tank like tank, ponds, okay, which affect the linear relationship between storage and discharge. If there is ponds, tanks, or there is reservoirs, then that will affect the linear relationship between storage and discharge. Okay, so in that case, the unit hydrograph cannot be used. The rainfall must be uniform. The rainfall should be uniform throughout the basin, because for whole basin we are considering whole basin up to this gauging station. Okay, so rainfall must be uniform. So if rainfall is not uniform, then unit hydrograph cannot be used. There are the result, the ordinance will not give the actual value of the This actual value of flow hydrograph cannot be determined. Okay, this much. Thank you so much.